We're finally gonna get some somewhat good news today. The slight bad news that I should preface from the beginning is that pretty much anyone who sees any type of Cybertruck prototype in testing is given the worst camera in existence. So we're not able to get that much detail out of these images, but you know ya boy, you know we like to speculate, you know we like to deep dive, and we love looking at the very, very small details because it's often those that make the biggest difference in the long run. But I'm just happy to finally be reporting something on the Cybertruck that's not like, well, it's delayed again, and it probably will cost more than we think. It's been a lot of bad news for the Cybertruck. So, first of all, Tesla is finally testing an updated prototype at an airport, of all places. Not sure why they're doing it way out there, but someone was able to, from very, very far away, zoom in and get this fairly low-quality images of the Cybertruck with side view mirrors, with an updated front, and with rear-wheel steering. Some people claim they can tell that this new prototype has windshield wipers. I can't see them at all, but everything else is pretty noticeable. So first off, the video showcases a pretty tight turning radius with the rear wheel steering, which is excellent because that seems to be a feature most electric pickup trucks might not be sporting. So the Cybertruck will be unique in the regard that easier to navigate in a tighter space despite it being a very large truck. And there's also certainly some noticeable updates with the front. So of course, I wish I was much more talented at 3D modeling because I would love to make a updated render of what the truck is actually going to look like, but you can tell in side-by-sides the windshield glass goes far further down on the front of the truck. Some people online, I can tell, are already not a fan of this design. I'm fine with it personally, but essentially that little steel frunk area is not as big as it previously was, and maybe this is just distortion because the image is so far away, but a lot of people are thinking that the front of the whole Cybertruck has been smoothed out quite a bit, because in the close-up images, of course, we see these little, you know, hexagon-looking flat corners on the front, and now it almost seems like it's just one curved flat piece. Again, very possible it's just so far away we can't make out the details of the edges, but they also have added 2 additional headlights to the front, which is another legal requirement, which honestly I think is a good sign, because if Tesla is prototyping and testing Cybertrucks that are more street legal, including side view mirrors, which I'm very upset we can't get much detail on, because I've known for a long time that in North America, to deliver a vehicle, it has to have side view mirrors, but depending on where you are in the country and the laws of your individual state, there are some areas where it is legal to remove side view mirrors and you can keep driving, which is why Elon Musk chimed in and confirmed that this updated Cybertruck we're looking at is real by saying that we have to include side view mirrors with the truck, but the goal is to make them easy to remove. So I don't think that means making them magnets, but potentially there's a few screws that are very easy to just pop off and you can make the Cybertruck look closer to its original prototype. So it's very reaffirming to get Elon weighing in on this subject, considering he has not mentioned side view mirrors with the truck at all ever since they unveiled it, and that's definitely been one of the biggest questions I've had for the longest time. So in my opinion, if there's going to be these types of design changes with the truck, you know, if you're gonna have to deliver it with some type of mirrors, if you're gonna have to update the windshield, likely using the prototype glass we saw in the Tesla glass video. I personally had a hard time believing it was for the Cybertruck, but now knowing that they're doing all of these changes on the front and making the frunk steel section a tad smaller, that makes me think the prototype glass we saw in that YouTube video Tesla dropped is probably legit. That likely is going on the Cybertruck. But if they're going to make all these changes, I think it's a good idea for Tesla to get expectations in check, let people know what the final design is as soon as possible, because they've been flexing around that prototype we saw in 2019 in Texas. They've been showing it off in New York. They've been showing it off at the Peterson Museum, you know, so people are basically looking at this thing with a fine eye and paying attention to all kinds of details, and as soon as you start tinkering around with these details, people are quickly going to be like, oh, that's not what I thought, or oh, I had a certain expectation. So if you're throwing people off just a couple months before deliveries begin, that's probably going to be a tad off-putting compared to letting people know what the finalized design is going to look like now, perhaps like a year before official deliveries begin, or maybe more. Then people have some time to get used to the updated design and they can wrap their head around it. So that's just my advice to Tesla. You know, they might drop the updated Cybertruck design at today's Q3 earnings report. They might not, I don't know yet, but either way, I'm very grateful we finally got some clarification here, and even though these images are fairly blurry and far away, I do still dig the design. I think it looks great, and I'm glad Tesla's making the side view mirrors easy to remove. I do hope that this doesn't come at too much competition compromise of the frunk, though, because I can tell there's a lot of Ford fans out there that are really, really into the F-150 Lightning's frunk space and how easy it is to access. So if Tesla wants to update the Cybertruck frunk a little bit to make it fairly practical, that's probably a good move. But end of the day, I think bed space is likely going to matter more than frunk space, and the Cybertruck beats the Lightning in that regard. So I'm still in my camp of Cybertruck will probably be one of the last electric pickup trucks to come out that we know about, but I still think it will be the best. Even if they end up not doing a single motor or even dual motor option, it ends up costing way more than everybody else. Still, the value will be there because of the weight savings and the insane range, which no one else will come close to. Feel free to let me know how you guys feel about this updated Cybertruck first look down below. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.